Hello guys, welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today I'm going to show you these 4-4-1-1 custom tactics and player instructions in FIFA 21. It's a very new formation sort of to the game that's actually started to become useful. It's obviously been in the game the whole time, but post-patch it's really been much better than it was before. Before you never really used it, you never really saw anyone using it. But post-patch there's been some improvements that really help out with this formation. So it's actually now usable, and you can see it's actually a pretty good shape, quite similar to the 4-2-3-1 in some ways. But we are going to get straight into it now and show you the custom tactics. So I've got them all messed up here, but I will go through each one and then sort of change it from there. Defensive style I recommend using balanced. It's actually quite an attacking formation. It's very similar to the 4-2-3-1, but I recommend it's a bit more balanced than the 4-2-3-1 just because there's two CDMs there, but it's probably more attacking in general. So I recommend using balance for the defensive style, and it's sort of just all rounded, doesn't use a lot of player energy, and it's sort of a mixture between everything. Width, I recommend keeping 5, and then depth, play on 4 to 6 depending on how comfortable you feel defending. 4 if you're less comfortable defending, 5 if you're in the middle, 6 if you're more comfortable defending, and then go 7 if you want to create an automatic offside trap. But this is only recommended if you feel like you need to press a lot more in much higher divisions and you're very comfortable defending. Otherwise use 4 to 6. For the offensive style, I recommend long ball with this formation, or balanced. Fast build up doesn't quite work because it's a bit more attacking. The shape is a bit weird for fast build up. Fast build is actually usually good when there's sort of a diamond shape in the middle of the midfielders. Of this, I recommend long ball or balanced. Long ball is much more attacking, but it's much more predictable and it's better in lower divisions. But when you get higher divisions, you don't want to use long ball, you want to be using balanced. Width, I recommend just to keep 5 or 6. Personally, I prefer to play 5. Players in the box, I put to 6 or 7 just to overload the box. More players in the box, you're going to score more goals really. Corners, I put to 3 just to make sure your centre backs are in the box. Much higher chance of them scoring corners because they're so tall. And then free kicks put to 1. For the player instructions, I recommend your striker be on stay central, so staying in the centre of the pitch and always in line with the goal. Get in behind so they're making forward runs through the defence and stay forward, so they're always at the top of the pitch when you need them. For your cam, also do the same with stay central, also use get in behind and also use stay forward. And I think it's actually a centre forward position on this. Yeah, it's a centre forward, so it does have the same role as the striker, which can be very, very useful, which is why this formation is actually so good sometimes. So I can recommend using this. Now for your centre mids, it's a bit like the 4-2-3-1, but in the 4-2-3-1, instead of a centre forward, there's a cam, and instead of 2 centre mids, there's 2 CDMs. That's the only difference. 4-2-3-1 is slightly more defensive. So if you're 2 centre mids, I recommend leaving them pretty much completely default, apart from make sure you have cover centre on both of them, and then maybe you could use stay back while attacking if you want to make it a little bit more defensive, but if you want to keep it balanced and how it's meant to be, just use balanced attack and just leave everything else the completely same. I wouldn't use getting into the box for cross, that's a bit too attacking. I would pretty much just leave it default. For your left wing and right wing, with these, I recommend to use stay forward. You don't need them dropping back, you already have fullbacks defending the wings. You stay forward, and then if you want to run down the wing and cross it in, use balance to width. If you want to sort of cut inside and score more, help out your strikers a bit more, use cut inside, but that completely depends on your play style. If you're using sort of more Neymar type wing with 5-star skills, I recommend using cut inside. If you're sort of using a fast winger, a Dama Traore level, or not level, but a Dama Traore sort of player, I recommend just running down the wing and crossing it in will do perfectly. Now onto the centre back, just leave those completely default. For the fullbacks, use stay back while attacking, just so they're not getting in the way of the wingers. You don't need them pushing up as well. But then use overlaps, they are on the outside. Sometimes they still do their own thing and push up anyway, so make sure they are on the outside when they're pushing up anyway, as it's much more useful for the wingers there. So stay back while attacking and overlap. And lastly for goalkeeper, use comes to crosses and sweeper keeper. Comes to crosses, your keeper's cut off his line a bit more when defending corners. Going to reach out for the ball, come off, much easier to defend corners, so they're not going to score. And sweeper keeper, your keeper's going to come out, challenge for loose balls, challenge for one-on-ones, and win the ball much easier when attacking their attacker. So that's it for these 4-4-1-1 custom tactics. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more FIFA 21 videos like these. If you need any questions or anything like that, need help, just let me know in the comments. I'll reply as quickly as possible. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.